Hey, members only. It's been a while since we've done members only. I should plug in my phone. I'm sitting here by a cozy fire. Hubby went to bed. Oops. Mr. Goog's hanging out with me. Hi, PJ. What's going on? What's going on, my members? Oh, look at everybody. Chinooks, Jennifer. What you guys doing? I'm watching gadgets on Amazon. New tech. Fireplace. You got your shirt, Grimes. Yay. Mr. Tiggs with his baby. Cozy. It's like 6 degrees out. Oh my god. It's going to be so bad next week. We're going to be like -11. Hi, Angel Glass. I figured I would do members only. You can see the fire in my glasses. Look at it. Wait. There it is. Like, fire. You got your fireplace going too? Hell yeah. It's cold. You got your lamp? You love it? Oh my god, it's such a good lamp. Hi, Paper Moon. Hi, Hippista. Do you still use the Hamilton breakfast sandwich maker? Nope, I don't need it. To Goodwill. I just don't need it. I don't eat it. I don't eat that stuff anymore. Woo. It's toasty in here, I'll tell you that much. Susie. But we decided this weekend we are like sealing that door that we don't use and that door that we don't use. Because, man, it's going to get cold. I'm just chilling. I was bored. Hubby went to bed. He had to have surgery right here. So his head hurts. Oh, let me get my tripod. Because if not, I gotta sit here and hold this fucking thing. It's been mild in Canada. Wow. I always felt bad for you guys. Because you guys get so cold. It's weird. Everything's cold. Oh, yeah, they have skin cancer removed. Okay, look at the fire while I get my tripod. You can watch the gadgets that you can get on Amazon. Got on my buffalo plaid flannel, my flannel pants. I'm gonna do everything I can to stay warm. I think the Earth's poles have shifted. Remember when they told us a long time ago that someday the North would have the weather of the South and the South would have the weather of the North? You know what I just did? I just put this cord in front of me. Yikes. Ah, come on now. Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember that. They told us that a long time ago. You're wearing Vermont flannel coat PJs. I don't know what that is, but it sounds good. These are totally warm. I look like a hot mess, but I don't care. I'm cozy. There we go. Everybody behave. Yeah, I remember that too. Yes, Rhonda, keep it warm with the fireplace. You're an official Willie Yay land designer. Welcome to the Willies. Yay, I'm so excited. You're like, fine, I don't care. But thank you. Are you going to get ticks some more? No, listen, this dog is so spoiled. He crawls under blankets. It's so warm in here with the fireplace. He's a happy boy. Oh, it's good, not cheap. Okay, Dax, I didn't know that. Never heard of it. I'm so excited for my Detroit Lions sweatshirt to come. I showed my husband. I showed him the shirt with the names on the back, which I sent one to my son because he is a Lions fanatic. He's so excited. And my husband's like, I really like that t-shirt, so I'll probably get my husband one too. I found since I lost some weight, I get cold more often, but heat up at night and overheat. My body's weird. Right. Well, there's a lot of people that, go through menopause and get the night sweats. I never got that. Like in the summer, yeah, in the place we used to live in, because the central air never reached the upstairs. It was so brutal in the summer. There were times I had to sleep on the couch because I could not take the heat, or the heat. But here, perfect upstairs for heat and air. Oh my god. But I didn't get any of that with menopause. You didn't either, huh? My mom didn't either. You get colder in the day and sweat at night. Wow. You never had one symptom of menopause? Came and went without incident? Yeah. I mean, it hasn't made me age makes me less tolerant of bullshit, but it doesn't make me ragey. Like today, I was kind of ticked off, but that's because I'm so tired of the I'm so tired of the I don't even know how to put it. Like I get so tired of people just I don't even know. I can't even explain it. It's like ignorance. I think I just can't. Like, I like to have adult conversations. Like, I like to have mature conversations. And I hate the little childish games on YouTube. I think it's absolutely ignorant. I guess I don't have a tolerance for ignorance. Especially when it's like social media is trying to make everybody a nutcase. I hate that. Like, my kids were good because they knew I just couldn't deal with any shenanigans. Yeah, true. Entitled ignorance. That's weird, isn't it? Do you not find that weird? You just got home from a nice drive donating old clothes. Nice, knocked dog. I'm miffed because 2 dudes barreled past me in line at Meyer. I hate that. Public ignorance, too. Yeah, it's definitely getting worse. And I don't know if it's just because, some people just like to create, like they like to make up up shit without receipt, without proof, to just start fights with people. Maybe that's what it's about, and then they become relevant. Is that what it is? It could be. It could be that simple. I don't think like that, so I don't understand it. You're much less tolerant too, which is strange for you. Who do we believe? Right. That's kind of what it's about. Is, who do we believe they like to cause a wake? Do you think that's like just a social media thing, or do you think that's like a personality thing? People believe what they want most of the time. Very true, but they can be swayed easily too with bullshit. You and I are the same age with the same age doggies. That's wild. You think it's a social media thing? Probably. But anyway, and I got some more bad news with a family member. So I think it just all balled into one, where it's just like the tolerance was like 0 today. And you think it's a personality thing? Oh, so you're speaking for yourself, okay? Hippie's had a good day. Seems like more people are escalating things over issues that don't really matter. If that's true. Look at him. Oh, he's up to something. Oh, thank you guys. Really, I appreciate it. Yeah, we have more bad news with those in tomorrow to find out. I mean, it's cancer. Obviously metastasized, and we just don't have any clue what stage or prognosis yet. So, when you get older, and thank you guys for prayers. When you get older, it seems like things become more real. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just, it was a gut punch. Wow. Sorry, Rhonda. Oh my God. God bless her. Godspeed her recovery. Yeah, it is rough news, and it's just, oh my God. Like, I still can't believe this, but I won't know everything, and I probably won't share it either. This is probably going to become, like, I've lost people in my life, and it seems like every year that goes by, it's probably going to be more of a thing, right? Oh, I know, Zuflu. Honestly, I'm glad she's recovering. So that, just added on to, I'm just sick of the bullshit across the board. All of it. I know, HD. You're right. It's a game to see if you don't like somebody on YouTube, there's certain people that will put salt in the wound, right? They will take what hurts you and use it as a weapon. I've seen it done, and for some reason, Girl World reactors are the targets right now, because it's like, I don't understand why we have to be grouped together, first of all, but second of all, then it's like this, we're going to bump you out of the way kind of shit. It's weird. I don't know about this case, Rhonda. I'm not sure how this is gonna work out. I really am not. I don't have a good feeling about this metastasized. I just don't have a good feeling about this, and I'm trying to prepare myself. I've lost a lot of people in just the last 3 years, and I get that. Yep, you are correct, Nutty. It's in God's hands. It doesn't make it less painful. It's just a shock. Like, it's like, it stops you in your tracks, right? And then you got to find a way to try and figure out how you're going to navigate, and then how you're going to, like, have another loss, possibly. So I guess mortality becomes way more prominent the older you get. Like, it becomes more obvious that the cycle of life includes you too. You know what I mean? It's sad. Yeah. So whatever. I don't want to do more doom and gloom. I was just trying to explain that I was less tolerant today, but I'm real. I'm raw. I don't pretend. And I wasn't, like, targeting anyone. I was absolutely just tired of Foodie brings in ugly people, and we have to remember that. I guess she needs her supporters too. Yeah, I'm totally a sass anyway. Yeah, you get tired of the bullshit. Yep. And you're like, we don't want that to become the new norm. That's pretty much was my point. Like, the more we accept absurdity, the more likely you are to become a part of the atrocities that follow. And my brain is too conditioned to play games like that. And that's true, Angela. But we're talking about channels, not just, her chat trolls. The older I get, the less crap I'm willing to take off some people. Yeah, and I hope that, yeah, I don't know yet, but that may come out eventually, HD. I have seen some vile stuff, but I can't, and I think it's a game for him to just get attention. And it's weird because, like, when you raise your kids, you don't give attention to asinine behavior. But apparently, in this day and age, I was just watching a story. You have to excuse me, it's very dry in here with the fireplace. I was just watching a story about that girl. She's 17 years old, right? What was her name? One that drove her car 100 miles an hour into that wall in Ohio to basically take out her boyfriend, who was probably breaking up with her, and his friend was in the backseat and he didn't make it either, but she did. And then her parents are like, yeah, that girl, the boyfriend of the friend, yeah, shady. And she just doesn't understand. She's like, can't you just take my license away for 10 years? Like, what are we doing? And the parents, like, by the time it was time for her to go to trial and stuff, she was like 19. This happened in 2022, right? Yeah, so when she was 18 and the cops came to the house and they're like, to arrest her or whatever they were doing after the investigation was done, right now she's an adult. The dad, I mean, it's all It's all the police camera, body cam shit's out there. But they go over there, arrest her once they decide to charge her not with an accident, but with double homicide. Oh my! I haven't seen the interrogation yet. Mackenzie Shrilla, thank you. That's her name, Mackenzie Shrilla. So anyway, the dad's like, well, I need to talk to her. I need to tell her she can't say a word to you. And he goes, sir, your daughter's an adult now. You have no say. It was crazy. We have two generations that are completely disconnected. And that's what I'm talking about. And that's what social media has done. Like, even kids don't listen to their parents. They'll listen to social media. And so we've got like this gap. Really? You're afraid for your kids? Listen, I have a lot of talks with my kids, and I've got one that won't even go on social media. He thinks it's a like-mindedness. It's some sort of, like, all the values should be at home and with family. Like, he's a big believer in that. My daughter, she is a social media. She loves social media. She just likes to watch videos and shit. But, you know, she works raising a kid, so she doesn't spend much time doing that. It's like a bad time. But even she holds true to her values to where everything's nonsense to her on the internet. The scary part are probably the teens at this point. You got kids out there, 12, 13, 14 years old, trying to be an internet sensation. You know what I mean? And these parents don't stop it. Some encourage it because they want them to, like, buy them a house and quit working. You know what I mean? So you got the, I don't know, the Hollywood mind, I call it. You have to bring them up Amish. Right, in this day and age. Hi, Snickers. But then you got to ask yourself, let's talk about the Amish. They came out in groves to vote, right? How do they learn anything if they don't use social media? Has things changed? How would they know anything about anything if they're all about staying off the internet and stuff? I found that to be weird because I was questioning it. So I know some have phones, but generally it's in a store connected to their home, but not in their home. Isn't that a good point, Deb? Yeah, I think they do use the internet more than we know. They should definitely not be dismissed. I'm just wondering, like, how did they? Usually they don't get involved. They did come out. That's the truth, Nutty. That's the speech we would have got. For real. They seen the world going to shit. How? They don't have TV or internet in their house. Bizarre. Everyone should be aware of what's going on. Everyone should be an individual. People should not be shamed for their beliefs and what they want out of their life. And they turned, for the last 8 years, they've turned the election into a circus. And it's embarrassing that, because back in the day, you never spoke of who you voted for. Remember that? That was kept as private as prayer, which was weird. When they run their shops, they hear other people talking. Okay. You're not going to talk politics for 4 years, right? I don't talk politics on the daily. It's stupid. There's too much money involved. Like, you're a grain of sand in a Pacific Coast Highway. The beach, all the way from one end of California to the other. That's what you are, a grain of sand. So if you think you're powerful, your voice is powerful, you know what? It's great that you think that. But in the end, we've seen for how many years? At least 40 years. I've seen. And that's the proof I need. Not this nonsense. There you go, Megan. Good for you. And I respect you for that. And I also respect people that said, don't give a shit. You will, hippies. Just stop it. Still feeling insignificant as fuck, yeah. It's the truth. You know, they teach you that in the workforce. You know, they interview you. I just had this conversation with my daughter yesterday because she's got a boss that has no kids. So apparently everybody's to be on his beck and call. But in the interview, she was very precise in the interview. I'm a mom. I'm a mom. I'm a mom. I fought for this child I adopted. But I understand I gotta make a paycheck. So let's put all the cards on the table. Like, she's a straight up, she's a Scorpio. So she's straight up. She takes no shit from anyone, even me. Okay, and I respect that. Don't even get mad about it. But then starts the passive aggressive bullshit. So she called me. I said, no, why would you call me? She goes, I'm going to read you this email and I want your opinion. So she reads the email and I'm like, for real? For real? You want my opinion? Well, I sure the fuck won't dance around with someone who's passive aggressive, and it's as obvious as anything when they write something, right? Yeah, Scorpios will sting, right? So she was like, oh my God, it was so passive aggressive. I could feel myself. I could just feel myself with some of the assholes I've had to deal with in my life and the response that I used to have and probably still would. Absolutely. You've walked out of jobs because of passive aggressive? Me too. First of all, you go in there, you prove what a good worker you are and how hard you're willing to work. And my daughter's busted her ass because that's just who she is. She will be the best at whatever she's doing. She will hunger for more knowledge, right? She's worked doubles. She's picked up shifts. She's done so much. And to get a passive aggressive email, you know exactly what you're dealing with, right? When they're saying things like, you know, oh, how did it go? I could read it to you, but then I would have, hold on, it's probably on here. It's passive aggressive as fuck. I love this shit. So she reads it to me, and I'm like, before I say a word, like for real, before I even say a word. Okay, so I didn't get the first part. Damn it. Anyway, the first part, it was kind of like, it's only, so she did an interview and said, I can work some weekends. Now she's worked every Saturday, every Friday since she started, right? And during the week she works doubles. That's 16 hours in a shift. And it was like, yeah, you're a good worker, but, and you know what I mean? Like, other people need some weekends off. So the only thing she was very, very headstrong on was Sundays off. Sundays off. She's worked doubles on Fridays, doubles on Saturdays, and it's wearing her down because there's no appreciation, right? Of course. But I said, you don't do shit to get accolades. You do it because you want to, or you refuse it. You have nothing to prove to anyone, right? Except yourself and your kid. That is time you will never get back. Jobs, dime a dozen. But that time with that kid, you will never get that back. And you keep that in your mind. So anyway, she was just like, what would you email back? I go, girl, stop. You know you called me for a reason. No, first of all, that email is totally passive aggressive. She goes, yeah, I picked that up. I go, so when you read me your response, you almost seemed apologetic. I got a problem with that. Why should you be apologetic? You had an interview. Everything was laid on the table. And now after what? God, how many months? 6 months. 6 months. So that was all it took for them to think you were so comfortable that they can rock the boat. And the guy's got no kids, so if you don't understand that, he didn't even listen in the interview. Trust and believe. He already knew. He was going to check out. You're a hard worker. He knows it. You're a valued worker. He knows it. So if I were to do a response email, I'd be like, first of all, I don't do passive aggressive. That's first on the docket. Second of all, read the notes of the interview. I've worked above and beyond. So if what I've done is not good enough for you, let me know and I'll move the fuck on. You can leave the word fuck out. It's fine. Yeah, that's what I said. So anyway, she got rid of the apologetic shit, which you should, because that's just an open window. But I go, draw the line in the sand right now, or you're going to end up dealing with passive aggressive, and like you will want Sundays off next time you look at your schedule, you'll be working on a Sunday. Nip it in the bud. Yeah. So anyway, she did it. She sent it. I mean, within 10 minutes, this guy was backpedaling because he knows she's his hardest worker. I go, there you go. Problem solved. There you go, skin off your ass. Go find a different job that's more mommy compliant, because that's something you'll never get back, raising your child. People get real cranky when they're outshined so bad. It's like a damn nuclear blast. Next thing, she'll get a raise or a better position. Because what she does, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Well, especially my age. Maybe when I was younger. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm still Gen X, so you can't change that. But I want her at a very young age to realize, if you are a great employee, if you're a great person, you are going to attract people that think you're a pushover. If you allow that to happen, you will spend the rest of your life accommodating others instead of having a boundary. It is so true. I wish I could have been saved a lot of heartache in my life. Send me to school. And it's scary because you're taking a chance. But if you know your worth, so do they, or they're not worth working for. They're going to abuse you. Leave now, right? I had a supervisor once, and she was probably the most passive-aggressive narc I've ever met in my life. She was a bully, right? And I took these people from numbers in the red and put them in the green. I got good hairdressers that knew their shit, and they were happy to work for me because I was never willing to make them do something I wasn't willing to do. They respected me for that. And you should be that way. Just because you're made a boss, you don't need to be a dick. You know what I mean? Be a team player. So anyway, she would roll in our salon just to be an asshole because she couldn't take the credit for what I did for that salon. She tried, but the owners didn't see that. So anyway, I actually got the owners to kick her out of my salon and never come back, or I'm packing my shit and I'm leaving. I did not come in here. This is your salon, not hers. I told the owners, I'm in here willing to do the work, keep the numbers going, but keep her out of my fucking salon. She comes back again, and I'm packing up my shit, and she can have the keys. She ain't gonna come in here and put down my hairdressers, go through our paperwork, and because I knew that there's some that really struggled at things, and I was working with them, but she would come in and she would put them down, knock them back 10. Oh, she's making me mad. That ain't how you treat people. You encourage them, right? So anyway, they did it. They kicked her out. She went out of my salon. You know how much that had to kill her, being the narc she was? Oh, shit. But I was willing to follow through. I was willing to follow through. I was going to pack my shit and leave. I said, test me. They didn't want to. Because I worked in an area, they couldn't even keep a good hairdresser, let alone a manager. Yeah, abuse is abuse. There ain't a job in the world worth it. There ain't a man in the world worth it. There ain't a family member in the world worth it. None, no. So it's like, when people come in my chat and they think that they can poke me, they haven't even seen a side of me, because I don't want to make somebody I've never met a day in my life cry. But I can tell you what, I've done it because I don't have to put up with it, right? So I've had people come in and poke me, and I'm like, not worth it. Sometimes they're fun to bat around, but I don't know them. So what's the point? I used to work for a lady that was so moody, she would have tantrums. She would slam her office door, close and nap on a lounge. Worst bosses I've ever had have been female. Oh, absolutely. Good Lord, you put a woman in a power wall? Get out of here. You'll offer the tissue. Yeah, some people say I'm mean, I'm a bully, I don't give a fuck. But they're the ones that poked, you know what I'm saying? So they're going to get what they give. I can't promise you I'm going to give it nice. I laugh every time I think about it. I mean, my God. Stupid reaps stupid, right? Yeah, it is one of my statements when I say, never argue with an idiot. Nobody will be able to tell the difference. Well, sometimes I like to argue with idiots. I find it fun. It's a sport. Yeah, and you got to have some killer punchlines. Oh my God, that shit is so funny. I was laughing yesterday when Foodie was talking about being a reaction channel again. I'm like, bitch, do it. But she takes, okay, so you don't react to reactors reacting about you. Then she don't get it. Then she becomes defensive, right? You can't react to a reaction channel, foodie, especially if they're reacting about you. You gotta pluck channels out of the air and react to them. Oh my god. Yeah, like I hear you. I've been in some scraps in my life with bitches. It is what it is, you know what I mean? I bartended down in Detroit, come on. You can't, yeah, you just can't, oh Lord, they can sniff you. Listen, I sassed a guy that probably may or may not have been related to Tony Soprano. Like, totally embarrassed him. I'm surprised I'm still alive. You see what I'm saying? But I was not going to be disrespected and treated like garbage. I just wasn't going to do it. And I said, well, here it goes. I'm either going to, not be followed home. Do you have your favorites? YouTube? Like shows? Because I don't really think I could, I don't know. Like when it comes to my favorite people that do content, it would be like people that rescue animals. I mean, I just think they're angels. Absolute angels. Like when it comes to like this feeling of favorite, that would be it. I watch these people and I think, gosh, you are a saint. Like a saint. These animals get tossed on the side of the road. I'm sitting here bawling watching it. And without even a thought, they scoop these animals up on death's door. There was a mother and her kittens, and the mom cat's laying there, tongue hanging out. She is literally this alive, and the kittens are crawling on her. And then walks up, grabs a crate, puts the cat in. I mean, this is what they do. They're individuals. And I know this because my son and his wife used to do it. They were a part of this group, and you get a phone call. If it's near you, you're going to get this animal. They were a part of the whole thing. They rescued animals that were getting ready to be euthanized, all kinds of stuff. It was just heroic. Never even batted an eye. Whoa. Anyway, put the mom cat in the crate, straight to the vet to save her life, an emergency vet. They brought that mother back to life. She was hypothermic, all kinds of things. You saw that episode? Oh my God. Weren't you crying when, like, the next day there's the mom in the crate with her kittens? Oh my God. Now, those are my favorite. Absolute favorite. They remind me of the angels that walk around. I guess that's why I worked with Rescue for years. So many kitties saved. Yes. I take care of a feral cat colony in my backyard. I love my cats. You know, Leon rescues kittens. She got a house full, but she rescues them. If they need her, she's there. Oh my God, I watched the channels. I watched the progress, yeah. I was seeing what you guys were talking about. Megan, that is great. I see that. The birds crack me up. Oh my God. I love the groomer ones too. I can't do it. The groomer ones, I used to, but that's an owner with absolute neglect. The one woman I watch that does like voluntary free for people who, and when I see how miserable the animal is, oh my God, I can't do it. It's so weird because I know that they're actually owned. They're not on the street. Makes me sick. Oh wow, Gail, that's great. Yeah, I can't watch the groomer one. And that one, she kind of gets frustrated and her chat goes after her, like her subscribers. That makes me sad, yeah. I love cats too, and it kills me that my neighbors are hoarders of cats. Wow. I seen this one house on TikTok. Must have been 30 cats in the house. And the house was not clean. So not only they hoard cats, their house was a hoarder situation. It was pretty bad. And they got a lot of shit because they go live on TikTok and the people are in there getting pissed off. It's a whole thing. The groomer I like is a younger woman who is slightly big. She's awesome. Okay. He's licking my ankle. I can't with him. Chihuahuas lick. They really do. I remember when Lori Beth would get so mad. Stop licking! Stop licking! I'm like, why the fuck you got a Chihuahua? I bit me. Who yells? I don't yell at my dog. Never. I'm boiled rotten. You're boiled rotten, dude. You are spoiled rotten. You're mama's baby, though. With your white eyelashes. You don't have to kiss me. Look at. I'm gonna tell you one thing, too. You always gotta watch Chihuahuas. They can curl their tongue and stick it up your nose faster than you even know it's coming. You gotta always watch them. I don't know how you Chihuahuas do it. People hoarding cats and dogs. It is sad. Lay down. The problem is he doesn't lay down to be rubbed. He's got to move and push and punch me and donkey kick me. I've never hollered at my children or my animals. He is fucking up. The production, the cord there. He was pulling it with his paw. I'm going to sit up. No, listen, I always say, if you lose control on your children, they will know you have no control and you're screwed. By the time they're teenagers, you're screwed. They will learn your habits and they will beat you with experience. Don't scream at your kids. It gets you nowhere. You do things like my mom used to do. My mom was a screamer, but it was the 70s, you know what I'm saying? But she could give you a look. Even though she never hit us. And she smacked my sister across the face once and I laughed my ass off. She told me if I kept laughing, I was going to get it too. I was like, girl, bet. I hate when parents yell. I square off with them when they're screaming at their kids. And you can see the spirit leaving their kid's body, just defeated. I'm like, no, you're a good kid. It's your mom that's fucked up. Like, I am that person. Especially when they become really vile to their kid. That's a form of abuse to me. And I only do it. I only snap back. In fact, I had a bunch of cashiers, like, clap. Because I let this woman have it in the grocery store once. She had a 1-year-old, like maybe 18 months, right? Sitting in a cart, in a sundress. 3 o'clock in the morning, in the freezer section. And the child is whining because they're so cold. And she's yelling at her kid. I come around that corner and I go, it's 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. Your child's in a sundress. You selfish bitch. Shouldn't even be in here. So shut the fuck up. right? Because I was over it. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I was in there getting medicine for a sick kid, so I already wasn't in the mood. Anyway, so when I went to pay for my whatever it was, children's Motrin, all the cashiers just clapped. They go, "We've been listening to that. We can't say anything." I said, "Girl, that broke my last nerve." Right? Yelling at a baby because the baby's cold instead of going, "You know what? We should get her out of the freezer section. She's probably cold." No. Yeah, probably nobody else ever told her. I was like 30 something. She was like 21 tops. Baby's not even in bed. 3 o'clock in the morning. They're in the freezer section. It's stupid. It was stupid. I remember there was a obese woman at the beach, and her kid was trying to pump up a raft for the water, and he had her on the towel that she was sitting on. She's in a chair. God knows she couldn't stay on the ground. Got back up. She was in a chair, and they sat down right next to me. Oh, that's aggravating. I'm like, here we go. So anyway, I had 2 kids there. Plus I had my nephew there, and I'm just laying there watching my kids, and I look next to me, and the kid's trying to. It's a foot pump. You know the ones you do with your foot. It takes a while. It's like an accordion, right? So he lays the raft on the blanket, and then he laid the foot pump on there, and he got to pumping it. Well, his foot slipped, and it shot into the sand. You know what happens. Then it does suck to get sand in those. Yeah, you gotta get the sand out. Anyway, she chastised this kid because his foot slipped off it. I mean, chastised him. I ain't gonna tell you what I said. But I'll tell you one thing. When that kid walked down the water, he turned around and smiled at me. I was like, I got you. I got you. So there sits a morbidly obese woman putting her kid down. No, you didn't. I guess you need a grown-up to point out the obvious. Because she never got up and helped the kid. I love when you go to the park. Yes, like that. Or if he's in the water, she ain't gonna get up and go down there. She's gonna scream across the beach. And you know that kid's name. It is now ingrained in your memory. Because we can't just go somewhere. Oh, the pool. Oh my God. The women that sit and chit-chat, and their kids are being obnoxious to the point where the lifeguard is over it. And they're just yelling at their kid from across the pool instead of getting up, walking over there and go, look at me. You do that again, we're leaving. And you have to mean it, right? No, just yelling their name. Fuck it off. I can't do a lot of public things because of that shit. Try living in a campground. Good times. Now, during the week, well, there's always sites that are people come in and go, but during the winter, like in Florida at a resort, they have to have where people can come in nightly. They have to, or they have to zone it a trailer park, which means everybody just lives there. So they have a certain percentage of people that live there, but there's got to be a percentage of people that can come and go, or it changes everything. So try being part with the people that come and go, right? Of course, it was sport for me and Yorkie Mom. We'd sit out there with our coffee and go, today's going to be a fun day, because you just see it all. You see it all. If you ever want to people watch, that's the best place to do it, especially people that have never camped before. Great time. People that have never even, don't even know how to use an RV. Great time. People that don't know how to park an RV. It's great. That's a whole day cup of coffee. It is better than living in a shit box in Kuwait, though. Oh my God. That is a fact, HD. That is a fact. If we don't travel, you get that, right? She just meanders around, right? Listen. She wants so bad for her channel to be interesting, she just makes shit up. She's not a traveler. Trust and believe. She wouldn't be able to handle traveling at her size. No way. I don't know where the flies are coming from. I'm thinking garbage. The garbage was overflowing. It's open. So you're going to get... Where do flies even come from? I don't open my doors all day in the summer. Mr. In and Out, though. All we got to do is catch a whiff of a piece of fruit, and they're following a human in on the back of your head or some shit. We take coffees to the boat ramp and watch people. Oh my God, that's one of my favorite channels. Sorry, Samantha. You are correct. The boat ramp. There's a famous one. What's it called? But all you got to do is put in boat launch valves. But there's a guy that sits on his boat and films it, and his channel is so successful. It's amazing. I can't remember the name of the boat ramp, though. My favorite is when somebody brought a boat. They were pulling it with a U-Haul. So we're back in the U-Haul in to drop the boat. Yeah, that's gross. She's so gross, though. She don't care if she lives with... We have caught so many things flying in the villa in her bedroom. We caught things flying in the kitchen in the villa. She don't care. She don't see it. She don't care. Flotation inflatable. There are some good YouTube channels out there. I wish I... Like, oh my God. I wanted to so bad. When I lived in that resort, I just wanted to film all the shit. But I would get assholes that would come in, and they actually... I don't know. It was a whole thing when I was there. Like, you have no idea what I went through with my YouTube channel when I was in that resort. I didn't even film people. I would just tell stories. And I went through some, like, serious... Like, I got called in by the police into office because of what people did. It was something else. So I had to take a break until the investigation was done. Like I said, I'll find out who you are. Like, straight up. Got the money and the time. Because that was absolutely... That stuff has to stop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just going to my property. Oh, this couch. I'm not going to talk about it on here because it's over and done with. It's over and done with. And no, I wasn't in Girl World. No, I was part of the RV community. The nomads. Yeah, I found out who it was. And I guarantee you they ain't been around since. Not my channel, anyway. My parents tried to launch their boat with their Toyota and submerged it in Lake Havasu. No shit. That's crazy. Dixie's wandering off to his food. No, HD. You found me on the van life ride? Told ya, I used to be part of travel community. It was great. It was awesome. But they have rotten eggs too, you know. Yeah, well, I learned how you can, like, take care of business, so I ain't worried about it. I used to work for escapees back in the day. I answer the phones. Wow. There's a lot of crazies on the internet. That's why I say you can't, if you run around and you just make shit up about people, there are crazy people out there. Like, you don't want to, just for your shits and grins, you could be creating a situation. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like a channel, don't watch it. But if you go out and make up things about people that are not true, it will trigger possibly some nutty people. And you can't do that. Every community. There's nothing you can do on social media that doesn't have some vile people in it. There's not one community on YouTube. Not one. Not one. Not one. Oh my God. I told you I had soap ladies coming after me. They had a private group on Facebook because I started making body soap. And people were like, open an Etsy store. My community, my subscribers were like, open an Etsy store. And apparently somebody that was a subscriber was a soap maker. I wouldn't have known that. They didn't have a channel, whatever. Didn't talk about it. But anyway, so I opened the Etsy store and people went nuts. I sold like 120 bars. Like the first week, the soap mob. And these women got so jealous that subscriber went over to the soap private group and they all started talking about me. And oh my God, it became a whole thing. And this one person thought it was wrong. God bless her. She reached out to me in an email and said, I thought you should know. And I go, what? Because I was talking about like tea tree. They were trying to find a way to shut me down. And their way was going to be, if I talked about the tea tree foot bars I made, that they in any way would be anything other than a rinse-off product. So apparently in the medical world, you can't talk about homeopathy or you can't do that on social media because apparently people are going to be out for some money. So they were going to use that to shut down my channel. So I couldn't sell soap. Like for real. So I had to remove the videos. This woman, she reached out in an email and I'm like, I'm on it. She was like, just take down any videos where you talk about essential oils. I said, okay, I got you. And so I did. I was like, thank God for that woman, right? Yeah, women are catty, petty, and they're vengeful. Even if you've never done anything to them, just jealousy. What? He's standing by the fridge. Let me get him a carrot. Holy shit. See, I didn't know any of this existed. I was just new. I just thought the world was free. It was my oyster. I could just enjoy it. Yeah. Jay, we don't do this anymore when Mama's live streaming. We don't beg for carrots. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Don't sit in my spot either. Don't do it. Don't do it. And you did it. I knew you'd sit in my spot, Goose. What'd you drop? Oh, that's my AirPods. I thought he dropped his carrot. Okay, underway. You got bullied too, Megan? You could hear him crunching, of course. You see his little ear? Of course. I once got cornered for being a junior and captain of varsity cheerleaders. You were just looking for the scholarship and they were jealous. You see? Listen, that's just been going on. Listen, and then they just get older and they just get meaner. They don't change who they are. They don't change who they are. Their only claim to fame was high school. They can't make it, right? And so they're going to start, trying to fuck everybody else up that they're jealous of. They probably were the mean girls. And then they just never, changed. Whatever. But I've learned a lot. I've been on here 8 years now. I've learned a lot. Okay, hold on. I've got it too full of ice and water. It is so hot in here. I gotta shut that thing off. I mean, I am literally dry mouth, dry eyed. I actually apologized to one of the mean bitches. She says, I forgive you. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? You apologize. Now that's fucking funny. Hold on, I gotta turn this fire. It's an oven in here. Come on now. This is getting ridiculous. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Wow. Burn out. There you go. Good job. Wow. Turn the key off. This is the old school one with the key in the floor to open the valve. God, I look like hell. I need to get my face cream on. It'd be funnier if it wasn't true. That would scare you. You apologize to the bully. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to breathe the air. What the fuck? You should have called me. I have a way with words. Oh, and that light's too bright. Whew. It's cooking in here. Okay, much better. Megan, you should have called me. I have a way with words. I used to love, oh God, did I tell you about the time these two boys in high school pushed me off this wall? And I landed on a mat that has those spikes in it so you can get the snow off your shoes. My hands were bleeding. And I had them running down the hall. I said, if I catch you, I'm going to fucking kill you. I was like monkey shine, chasing them down the hall. And then the principal came out because I was screaming. Two boys, high school. You know what I mean? And when I went past when I was coming up on the principal's office, Principal, come out. She swung the door open and said, what's going on? And my hands were bleeding. And I said, they pushed me off that wall. And he made them go in there. I got to watch them get spanked with a paddle. I laughed so hard. Hit him again. Seriously. And I'm gonna tell you, man, that principal, the paddle had holes in it. And that's just so the wind, could just get a hold of that paddle. They both got their asses spanked, and I got to watch. It is what it is. Hi, Corinne. Love you. We need those times back. They're like, he goes, you pushed her off the wall. My hands are bleeding. There's like spike marks. And they're like, yes, sir. They're like, in the office. And then I went to walk away, and he goes, no, you can watch. I was like, don't cry. Don't cry. I ain't crying. I'm the one bleeding. Don't cry. I think because my dad kind of raised me like I was his son. I don't know. I'm not. I don't think my dad ever wanted us to ever like be abused by guys. So my dad was always like, don't let this ever happen. Don't put up with this. That was gold. That was gold. I still remember it. Oh my God. One's name was Jeff. The other one was Alan. Alan had tears in his eyes. And look at you watering up. A fourth grade boy chased me down the hall, and I instantly fell on my back and kicked his balls and screamed. God, that's what you do. Always go for the beans. Go for the beans, ladies. Yeah, we were in, I think, 9th grade. I was stood up on the top of the wall just minding my business. They were just, I think I was even like reading something I had to read for school. I don't know. They just came over and pushed me. I fell all the way down to the entrance on my freaking hands. That hurt so bad, but all I felt was rage. Unleash the beast kind of shit. Yeah, I was screaming at them down the hall that if I catch them, I was going to effing. Yeah. So, it is what it is, people. But I used to always, if I seen girls picking on girls that you knew, I don't know, they were awkward, I would stand up for that person. I was bullied, but I had a headgear, back brace, and a lift in my shoe. I was a walking target. Paper moon. Those were the awkward years, right? We had a lot of people in school who had wear their headgear. And we had girls with scoliosis, braces. I mean, it was the awkward years, right? We had this one girl, her dad was filthy rich, right? Oh, she just walked around that school like she was Trisha Paytas or some shit. She was a big one, too. They made her a cheerleader. I was like, okay. What is she, the base? She can't high kick. She couldn't do anything just because her dad was rich. Oh, wow. Tell him I said hi. He had 4 older brothers. I had two male cousins that, like, lived right next door. So they were kind of like, they got us through going to Benzie Central, which is a really rough school, in junior high. And then we moved to Sutton's Bay when I was 9th grade. But, you're new there. So people just want to fuck with you. So they figured out you went to Benzie Central and you can hold your own. It was do or die there. But my cousins, I don't know why, but they were kind of like, they hung out with, what you would consider some of the badasses. So they didn't really mess with you too much, knowing that. Because there was one guy there that he messed up in the head, right? Everybody knew it. And you didn't want him as an enemy. You wanted him, you know what I mean, side by side. So he was side by side with my cousins. So people didn't tend to mess with you if you're in the right group. But he still was scary. This dude was scary. I think he went to prison before he even graduated high school. I don't even think he graduated high school, to be honest with you. He was scary. Megan, you're so funny. You were whipping people with a heavy backpack. There you go. Alara said, whenever I mention hardships to my dad, his standard retort is, it's good for you. To this day, and he's 89, it makes me a tough old hide. Yeah, that's the way they all talk to us. Like, you come home and, even if you came home crying, because my teacher hit me over the hand with a ruler. Just took my ruler, and it was the wooden one, and just whap. I came home to my mom all about it. I had like freaking, my knuckles were swollen, and she's all, well, he must have did something to deserve it. That's how we got talked to. We already knew it was our fault, even if it was somebody else's fault. And we knew that snitches got stitches anyway. So we learned not to bellyache, not to talk, not to share. Like, feelings were never something we sat around and discussed. So I'm sorry, but it's got me through life not having to feel everything. Unless you absolutely have to. Oh, speaking of which, can you guys put prayers out for Angry Prepper? It's just heartbreaking. It's just heartbreaking. He's now a part of a club you never want to be a part of. Okay, bye, Megan. Yeah, prayers to Angry Prepper. He's got a long walk trying to figure out the world he once lived in doesn't exist anymore. It's changed for him now. His son took his own life. Yeah. He's questioning everything. Himself. Yeah, it's horrible. He just put up a video, a montage of his son. He's really going through it. He's really going through it. I did leave him a comment. I said, I remember being there. I remember that dark hole, when my baby died. Yeah, losing a child, regardless of how, you still question everything. I really am trying to steer him towards a faith in God, because that's what got me through it. It did. I know, son, it's everyone's nightmare. And he's living it. Like, really, I'm really praying for him hard. That God finds him. He knows his grief. I told him, I said, what you're going through right now will mend in time, but the hole is forever. Don't ever think you can mend that hole. You can't. It's forever. And I told him that God will lead him. I just hope he believes. Yeah, heartbreak changes you. And like I said, after that, you're just kind of like, gosh, how many years did I waste over trivial shit? So that changes you too, where you're just like, whatever. That's nothing compared to what I went through. You know what I mean? You learn to live with the hole, yes. God does stay close to the broken heart. I feel him. I feel him. I feel him. Just thinking about what people I love are going through right now, and I'm sure someday I'll have to go through it myself. Take every day like it's a gift. Laugh. My son was injured in Afghanistan in 2010. Oh my God. Oh, God bless him. He made it. I remember when my son was in Afghanistan. Every day. They didn't have cell phones there. Nobody could afford satellite phones. It was $800 a month. So they would go back to like the what do they call that? It's like their base where they would do, but it was in the desert. There were makeshift bases where they would be able to do their laundry, and then they all got to go on like 5 minutes on social media. So I always had my Facebook open 24/7 with the notification on, the volume up, because I never knew when. But I just told them, go to your Facebook, put in your status, hi. I don't care what you write in there. I just need to know you're alive. So it would be every 3 to 4 days. Then when it was like when they were having way too much battle, and it would be like 5 days, 6, I would start getting like nauseated. It was horrible. I remember that. I was proud of them. But I didn't want to bury another child, you know what I'm saying? So I get you. Well, that was rough. And I remember this person said, because remember there'd be a little green light on when you were on Facebook? A little green light on. So she had come on and wrote on my Facebook page something like, I told you I'm one of the people I'm tolerant till I'm not. So anyway, she wrote on there, my God, you're on Facebook 24/7, because that little green light would be on saying I'm active. Tick, 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 boom. Boom. I'm gonna tell you, when I was done with her, publicly, yeah, I wasn't very kind. I don't like people that invade my space when they don't know what's going on. Because I'm not someone to just be on Facebook documenting every shit like she did. I was just active, waiting for my son to let me know he's alive. I wasn't into the whole sharing recipes and this is what I made today, take a picture, everybody applaud me, give me hearts. No. So she was, which is fine, I don't care, none of my business. But I didn't think it was a competition for you to even be concerned about why I'm sitting on Facebook 24/7, not getting sleep, just waiting for my son to put something in his status from Afghanistan. Yeah, tick, tick, boom. I made sure the whole world read that one. And it wasn't even as nice as what I just told you it was. It was like she got drunk and decided I was going to be her target for the night for some ungodly reason. I never talked to her, but I knew she was a drinker. Didn't really care, not my business. But when she did that, it all came out. Yeah, for her to know you were on 24/7, she had to be on 24/7. Boom. But the funny thing is, I wasn't chatting with anyone, I wasn't interacting. I was just waiting for my son, because once he went on and said hi in the status, I got to click live chat and talk to him. So I waited, and I waited, and I waited. She picked the wrong mom. Well, I think it taught her, mind your fucking business. You have no idea what can be going on in somebody's world that you will never understand, ever, right? So sometimes if I'm extra sassy, something's going on in my real world. You would have done the same? Yeah. I mean, I can't even. And do you know what's weird? When my son got back from Afghanistan, I quit going on Facebook. Had no need for it. It served its purpose. Nobody needs to see a picture of my dog. Nobody cares. It's all fake. It's a fake sense of acceptance and love. And if you need that in your life, please don't go to social media for it. Go to God, like for real, because you will never find it there. As fast as somebody loves you, they will turn away from you, and nobody needs that in their life. I've had my heart broken on this platform. Never again. Nope. They're using you. Sometimes people are using you to fill a part of them until they don't need you anymore. They will discard you. Learn that in life. Never give too much of yourself. You'll just get burned and hurt. That's the truth. I only tell the truth. A lie ain't worth my time. Plus, I can't remember lies. Right? Like Foodie changing stories because you can't remember lies. I love that shit. For real. Please don't. My husband and I talk about that once in a while. Because my husband goes, you are always so... Well, he applauds me that I'm not like that anymore. And he's kind of taught me. That's the one thing about him I love, is he can see through people. Now I see through him just as fast. Maybe even faster now, I don't know. But he was like, you'll go into the bank and make a friend with a teller in 10 minutes. Because you have that aura. He said, but I also watch people shit on you. I watch people befriend you, and then just walk away without even a word after they used you to fulfill. Because he used to always tell me, don't put so much energy. Don't do it. This person's just going to take and take and take. I go, oh, you're just cynical. But he'd be right. And that's why he's my best friend, because he's got my back. That's because some of us actually have a heart. Right? I would never treat anyone like that. Nope. Nope. But I also, you guys don't even know, I have been through a lot. I'm not even going to talk about it, because rest in peace. Rest in peace. She's not with us anymore. But social media is a strange place. Let's just put it that way. And it can have some very evil people. Yep. It can have some very evil people that only care about themselves. And to the point where, I mean, I've seen some shit. I've seen some shit. Straight up. Wow. That's crazy. So much shit I've seen. And then I see the karma they get, and I say, that's why I don't dance with the devil. Me too, lapdog. I do too. I really do. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, I've seen that, HD. Need I remind you, Shelly, I would never treat you like crap for you to block my email. I think you are a lovely lady. You won't get rid of me that easy. Gal, I'm well aware I'm not going to get rid of you, but I can't figure out. Did you cuss me out in an email? I might have blocked you. I think you did, when I removed wrenches. I do remember you did cuss me out in an email, and I go, you know what? Fuck you. So I don't even know how to retrieve you. Get a new email. Get a new Yahoo email and email me. I think you did. I wouldn't have blocked you for any other reason. You cussed me out in my chat in front of everybody. I remember that. You screamed and yelled at me. But I love you anyway. She goes, not in an email. In public, I did. That's what I like about you, gal. Because you got that gene. She goes, yes. Okay, that's probably why I blocked you. Ain't nobody cussing me out. Okay, now just get a new email for Yahoo. I appreciate you too. Everybody fights. It's fun. Gives you life. Ignites you. Me and my grandma would go at it. Do you want me to tell you a funny story about grandma? God, I miss her every day. My grandma put up with no shit. No, she was born in 1916, okay? Grandma was born in 1916. She lived till she was 90. Okay? Anyway, that woman put up with no shit. I'm gonna tell you right now, those that don't absorb other people's bullshit, and they'll tell you straight up, they live forever. Those were the times, right? Back then, women were kind of like passive, and the men were kind of aggressive. No, not Grandma's house. Grandpa asked permission to buy a belt. I'd be like, Grandpa, why are you asking her permission to buy a belt? Go out there and buy a belt. He goes, I ain't even looking for the fight. Right? But Grandma and I would fight. Because, they had different mindsets on what was, like, acceptable, but times changed. They were like if I brought her a loaf of bread, and I'd just be like, well, I knew you were out of bread, so I just dropped you some off, Grandma. Let me pay you back. How much was it? I go, Grandma, don't worry about it. I got it. There's your bread. No. Then she'd be looking all over the bread for the price. You paid $1.39 for that? What's wrong with you? That's why I don't want the money. I don't want you to pay me back, because you're going to dog me out. I go, Grandma, bread's not a nickel anymore. Me and her, it was our favorite sport. By the end, we'd both be laughing. I learned to sass from her. I also learned how to be a smart ass. Grandma cussed out she cussed out a robber with a pew. Well, if you're going to use it, big boy, use it. That was Grandma. You spend that much time with a woman like that, tell me, listen, she did it. She was something else, man. I tell you. But think about it. She lived through the Depression with kids. The Depression. Rats. You name it. In the crib. No food. Not making any money. Everything's gone. Everything you work for is gone. Tell me how you come rolling out of those ashes. Probably not putting up with anyone's shit. Because you've been stripped of everything. You had to sweat your way back to functionality. Of course you're going to be an ass. I know, black dog, and mentally we got to be prepared. If people don't understand how inflation works, and I understand. I went to college. Now you know why Biden blocked the drilling, right? Because what's going to happen? If you're inflation, you have to have inflation to get the economy moving, right? What happens, let's just say, they go in, he does 100 executive orders. What's going to happen if he undoes the whole drilling thing? Trump, do you know how this works? The stock market will crash. And guess where we're at? Well, they're allowed to do executive orders without Congress, are they setting him up to put us all in, oh my God. So, that's just how it works. We shall see, Angel of Glass. I'm going to look and see. How many he can do. I cannot remember. We're talking day one. Whoops. Can a president make you have so many days on day one. I think you have I don't remember how many days now. Trump's planning 100. So there you go. So no, not on day one. He has so many days, and he can do so many. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be nuts. That's just trying to prove himself way too fast when you have to think about how things balance. Like what goes with what. What is, well, they call it cause and effect. If you do too many things too quick, it could crash everything out. Yes, you need to, well, basically they say you need, like, let's say you destroy Money's no good. Money's no good, people. You gotta have gold. You gotta have. And then think about it. Biden was talking about banning cigarettes. That's one of those trade things. You learn it. Prisoners even know that. You gotta have barter. Cash could be worthless, right? So you have to have gold, liquor, and cigarettes. What's up with 3 Mile? What are you talking about, Beach Flower? 3 Mile. Yeah. So I don't know what's gonna happen. But I got a feeling it's gonna be nuts. Yeah, you should have good books, like on how to grow shit, how to live off the land, no poisonous plants and shit. This is nuts. You know what? I'm grateful that I have taught my kids that after such a thing as locking down country after country after country, and that kind of control where you could be threatened, it changed all the way I think about, like, something could happen overnight. Overnight. You're like, exactly, teardrop. Yeah, could happen overnight. Now I know. Because I used to be like, oh, please. But Grandma would tell me stories about the Depression. And you could feel, like when she'd start talking about it, 'cause I'd ask her about it, like, what does that do to your psyche? What does that do with your sense of security as just a human being walking this earth? How does it change you? And you can see it in her eyes. Just like mothers that have lost their children. You can see it in their eyes. It'll always be there. You've been listening to your parents since 2018? It's a good idea. Knowledge is power. I wish I had known my grandma back then. I was 8 when she passed. Aw. Yeah. I love talking. I used to love, like, I'm an old soul, okay? When I was in my 20s, I would rather hang out with people older than me that had wisdom. I really would. I'm not trusting people my age back then because they're stupid as I was. I wanted all the knowledge. I wanted all the knowledge. And my son's an old soul. My daughter's an old soul. And I don't even know what that's about. But I wasn't out doing what normal people at 21, 20. I was with Grandma. Grandma lost her husband when I was 21. My grandfather passed away young. And my grandmother was devastated. And she went through that dark hole of her whole life has changed. And it was almost like she went back to the Depression mentally. And you could see she didn't even know how to navigate. Like, she loved him that much, right? And nobody expected him to die young. And I said, what do you need from me? I'm here for you. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to move in with you? Dude, what do you want me to do? So she wanted to go to, I took a leave from work. She wanted me to go to Palm Springs with her with no return ticket. I said, let's go. If that's where you're led to go, I'm going with you. You're not going alone. And I went with her. Why wouldn't I? She needed somebody. So it's just the way it was with her and I. We went to Palm Springs. And I just let her grieve. I let her grieve. And I was there for her. I sat by the pool. You know what I mean? And just being there with her is all she needed. But I guess I've always been that way. And then you think, like, you meet people in life and you think they have that kind of love for you, and you find out they really don't. You gotta get rid of them. Because you should only let people in your life that would do for you what you would do for them. And I'm not talking in a materialistic way. I'm talking about in protect your soul. Be there when you need them the most, without words, without begging. If you don't have that in your life, you're with the wrong person. They're out there. And sometimes you're called to do things you didn't even know you would be willing to do. But when you see somebody hurting like that, you'll do it. You'll do it. Even though they probably wouldn't turn around and do it for you. You gotta go down the path you're meant to go down. Not even. You'll find out if you actually need that person and they're nowhere to be found. You'll find out right then, right there. And like I said, Aquarius, we will give you the benefit of the doubt until you show us you really don't care. And then we cut it off and it's over. There's no coming back. There's no discussion. That is true. Real bonding love is unconditional. It really is unconditional. You know what the other thing is about Gen X that sucks is we do everything in secret. Did we learn that as kids? Did we? Like, we will suffer alone. But see, my husband's Gen X. We get that. He'll be sitting there and I can read him and he can read me. We don't have to ask each other for shit. I can read him to the point where it's like, it's incredible. I mean, this is the best 20 years of my entire life besides raising my kids, which he was a part of, but it is the best. God did show me. He did show me. I guess I earned it. That's your hubby? Awesome. That's awesome, Emma. He must be an old soul. Most of us Canadians don't want to be the 51st state. Once that happens, we lose our free healthcare. Well, here's something funny, gal. We have free healthcare here, too. All people 62 and older all have free healthcare here. I don't know what people tell you. We have free healthcare. We earned it because we're seniors, right? And you can also supplement it with private, which means you get to go pick your own doctors, all of it. And you don't wait forever for a test, nothing. I'm telling you the truth. You know where health insurance is expensive? And it's really not even that expensive, is if you are self-employed or independent contractor. And it's still not that expensive. And there's a lot of companies that even when they do contract you, they offer you healthcare. There you go. You keep your doctor. Nobody's going to take you away from your doctor. We're not like that. I don't know why people say that. Americans, am I lying? You don't end up paying for anything when you get older. There you go. Let the Americans tell you. The only time healthcare is expensive is if you're self-employed. People will not work for companies that don't offer healthcare in the United States. And if you have no job and you're below the income, it's free. These are facts. Hold on, my hip. He's dreaming. Yeah, we can have a doctor in 24 hours and a test in like 3 days. Why is medical bankruptcy a thing? Well, it's people that go to the emergency rooms, right? And they don't have healthcare. They gotta pay. I mean, you have to have healthcare. But now, Trump is gonna take, like, if you owe a hospital, they're not gonna consider it part of your credit report. They're taking medical off of that. That includes civilians showing up at military hospitals. Is that a thing? Civilians show up at military hospitals? Really? There you go. Military, yep. They got healthcare. Yep. They can't what? Angel of glass. I'm on disability. My husband will soon reach 64. We have disability, free everything for disability. Plus you get a disability check. If you're on disability, you get a nice check every month. You get free healthcare. Catastrophic injuries and cancer are two of the major reasons for medical bankruptcy. Yeah, do you know how much it costs? I mean, right now, I've got a son and a daughter-in-law dealing with a 2-year-old with leukemia. This is going to go on for 3 years. Can you even imagine whatever's not covered could be in the millions? Who supplies you? What? I don't know anything about that. I don't get into the gossip like that. If people do drugs, that's on them. They gotta, you know what I mean? It's gonna be their burden. I don't shame it. Don't care. I gotta get a Tylenol. Oh, my hip. Yeah, I gotta go pee. Pee. Oh, there it is. I'm back. I need to get Tylenol before I go to bed. All this dry heat makes my sinuses like ache. Extra strength Tylenol. And a little Christmas cookie because there ain't shit in my stomach. I'm 56 and pay plenty each month for healthcare. The deductible and the amount of things not covered is crazy. Do you have a career? Or, like, I had great healthcare when I was a hairdresser working for JCPenney Corporation. You know what I'm saying? You had what? A gallbladder removed with health insurance and it still cost $6,000. Whoa. Did you not have a good employer with good benefits? Yeah, the hospital will help you. I used to do collections for the hospital. I know. We had programs. Self-employed. I told you that's where it's at. Yep. And then yeah. I've never heard of anesthesia not covered. Foodie got hers out for free, most likely in Canada. Yeah, but like, look at what she said when she went back. She had to reapply for residency. Then it was going to take 3 months or more for her to even get a doctor. I mean, like, what if she would have come back in a dire situation? So it's no place is better than anywhere else because even when they had Obamacare, they acted like that was going to be a great thing. Well, only if you make under a certain income. And everybody's like, well, Medicaid, that's when you get Medicaid. If you make under a certain income, you get Medicaid. You apply for it and get Medicaid. So Obamacare really didn't, like, the cutoff was ridiculous. The cutoff was ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, and it definitely is a big deal where you live. Yes, and what you do for a living. Because everybody's going to get paid. I don't either, gal. I mean, I don't know. To me, Amber Lynn Reed, I know she's younger than Foodie, but I feel like if I were to look at, I think FFG even talked about this tonight. When you look, or no, it was Yaba. Yaba even looked at it and said, listen, Foodie plays a victim, but Foodie is way more mobile than Amberlynn Reed. Amberlynn Reed is more concerning. Just because she's in her 30s right now, those legs of hers, I worked with a woman who lost the weight, but the legs stayed the way hers are and ended up getting infected because the older she got, your body starts breaking down. You know what I'm saying? To me, Amberlynn Reed feels like a shorter lifespan than Foodie. You know what I'm saying? Just by looking at the physical attributes. Yes, her legs. That is going to become a problem to her heart, to infection. And that's true. But Amberlynn may end up with diabetes too. Don't let her fool you. Don't let her fool you. They're playing Russian roulette, yeah. I mean, weight is always a contributing factor to shorter lifespan. You're putting way too much work on your heart, your organs, and the food she eats, and fatty liver, and like weight is huge when it comes to health. Food is just fuel. Even if the girls lost the weight, there could be so many yes, like things that are not reversible. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm 19 years older than Foodie. 19. Those 19 years go by this fast. It's no joke. I mean, my 40s, I was just like skidoop, skidoop, skidoop. You know what I mean? I could do anything. I sit on this couch long for too long, and I'm limping up the stairs till morning, till the muscle or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you feel it when you get older. I couldn't imagine having now in Foodie's 300 extra pounds. 300 extra pounds. Amberlynn Reed, 400 extra pounds. That's the other thing, man. That skin removal. You gotta have that done too, because you can still get infection under the folds. It's a whole thing. It's always scared me, and I have never let myself get to that point. Your knees ache from being overweight for so long. I'm glad you lost 120 pounds. Don't you feel amazing? But yeah, you're gonna have damage. I sound like I'm walking on bubble wrap when I get up in the morning. Ha, creak, creak. Yeah, that's my husband. I can hear his ankles coming. I crack mine voluntarily, but today won't crack now. Yeah, that whole thing with her and Slaw is weird. You still have 50 to go. You got this, Angel of Glass. You got this. Feels good, doesn't it? Dastardly said, I love being an American, love and support our armed forces. Me too. You're still able to build a good life for yourself and your children. No greater opportunities are given. This is true. I mean, like even if you look at Kuwait, I mean, I'm grateful we have the Constitution of the United States because it keeps people in check, even though they keep trying to, they're never going to get rid of that. That is what we were founded on, and we will fight for that. That's the beautiful thing. That's freedom. Nobody should be controlling. Look at Kuwait. They're so afraid of men and women fornicating. What? Like, there's moral police. You can't kiss somebody you love in public. Like, this is insane to me. To be under such fear, and fear is control, and dividing men from women, and it's weird. I can never live like that. I mean, can you imagine God put you, you were born in his image. And it's almost like you're back in the gladiator times. You know what I'm saying? And it's just weird to me. It's so weird to me. I wouldn't even, and then people say like, so I never said he wants to get out of Kuwait. Of course he wouldn't say that. How stupid can you be? If he said that, they will deport him. He has to pretend like he wants to stay there. Duh. Sometimes you're dealing with real idiots on this platform. Like he's going to ever say that. Of course he wants out of there. He wants to feel what freedom is. Can't get to say that. Are you kidding? You're not supposed to wave their money around. They will deport you. Like for real. Read the stories. And that those two women, the one wife worked for our military, United States. She's from Detroit. And she went over there on a contract through the military to work in Kuwait. I would have never got a residency, let's be honest. I wouldn't have done it because her wife came over to join her. And they threw a tip, some tip. They came in and searched their place and found hashish. They're in prison in Kuwait. And they swear they did not have any because she works for the military. They can do blood draws at any time. That's scary shit. Sorry, I wouldn't be in a country that, you know, can just be like, look at Johnny Somali now. He's over there in South Korea. They're not even going to do his trial until March. And they could keep him for 20 years for just being an asshole. Yikes. Yeah, it would be a good weight loss program for her. I just don't think she would survive mentally. Yeah, exactly. You're tested, so it would have been in her system. I'm telling you. Foodie's playing with fire over there. She can pretend like everything is la 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 la, but it's not. And I'm gonna tell you that I believe Aisha and that whole lawyer thing. I believe she's on the radar. I know, a bunch of weirdos. You're messing with fire, you're gonna get burned, right? I wouldn't even visit a country where I've seen enough locked up abroad. No, thank you. She rolling the dice. Yes, she is. And maybe I don't care. She don't know him. She don't know him. She doesn't know all sides of him. She's so dumb. Like, that's what it boils down to. She's naive and she's dumb. Mm-mm. Oh my God. I always think of that stuff and I'm just like, what is wrong with you? She's never really faced consequences, so what if she has to for once in her life? Like that Mackenzie Sharilla. And she can Google and get some knowledge of Kuwait, can she not? She's constantly filming people. Look at the guy in the grocery store staring at her with a death stare. Like, how dare you? I seen his look. It wasn't a nice look. And one gentleman in the mall in Arabic said, I spit on you, because she was filming. Oh my God. She makes me a wreck over there. She needs to go home and just be stupid at home. Crazy. All right, it's going on midnight. I love you people, but I gotta go to bed. That's nuts. Too much nuts. Too much nuts. Like I was like, I don't even know anymore. Like I really don't. I mean, I feel like you can do shit for so long, but eventually, that's crazy. Which is why I don't think she's allowed to rage anymore. I think that's one of the conditions to her coming back. But I still feel like this is ending between them. Here, it's 8:45 there. It's 11:45 here. And my hip cannot take this freaking position. My baby, look at him with his baby. Isn't he precious? I love him. See? He's got his little baby by his head. I know, gal. The love is real. You didn't walk away, cussing me out. You came back. That's what I love about you. You're real. You can be mad. You can be mouthy, sassy. I don't care. As long as you're real. It's all I care about. Like all y'all. We have the phone number. I don't know. Many people have called. Many people have written shit. I don't know. I wouldn't have come back. I gotta be honest. I wouldn't have. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stay right here in Canada. I'm good. I'll see you when I see you. That was fun, but yeah, no. I don't even know what her end goal is, to live in Kuwait. She has to leave every 3 months. She can never live there. What is it? To stick it to the haters when we all see what's going on? This makes no sense. How's this gonna end? Holy shit. Is she trying to find a sponsor for him? She wouldn't have a choice. All he's gotta say is, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you. We're done. And it's over. There's nothing she can do. She can act crazy. She can be a stalker. She could just try to stay in Kuwait. I don't know. But she's gonna show us. I can't wait to see. It's the only reason I'm hanging on as long as I have. Because I gotta be honest, this Kuwait thing, I'm not even interested. All she does is eat. That's all she does. That's all she's got left. I know, it's weird. Can you imagine becoming obsessed over another human where you don't even see what's going on? That's weird. He won't divorce the car. I even said he's waiting to set himself up, and then he's going to boot her. Trust and believe. If you don't think he's got somebody on the side, she don't. But she's caught him many times. She's obsessed, yes. When she becomes obsessed, it takes intervention. Yeah. I think that's what I think's going on, HD. I think he's trying to get that Timu car paid off, so he has a new car when she leaves. You hope she comes back to Canada with a bag and a box. All right. You're going to get the living room clean. Good to you. Good, good, good. I'm going to bed. Oh, he'd make bank if he spilled the beans. Right? Holy shit. That would be nuts, because YouTube's a weird place. We need the details. Pete will never give him up. He was defending her again. All right, guys, good night. I love y'all. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now. Bye, members. Love you. Oh, she'll destroy that car before she'll give it to him. Bye, guys.